Real Life Street Stars. We're here with the biggest comedian in Dallas. Anastasia, what it is, man?
Chilling like a chilling. Now, you know you just can't say Anastasia without saying the bold on there. We ain't gonna even start this interview out like this. We ain't gonna even do all
Anastasia
this.
the what?
The bold.
The bold.
Yes.
Anastasia
it's another
the
Anastasia,
bold.
and she's just Anastasia, so I gotta make sure I put the bold on mine.
Anastasia the bold.
Hey.
Man, so for those deaf, dumb, stupid, been living up under a rock for most of their life, tell them what side of Dallas you from, man, and how you get into the, your profession.
Well, I started out doing stand-up comedy on the west side. When I first started doing comedy, I was living in the west in the projects. Matter of fact, my first time on stage at the Improv with Nanette Lee in 2000, the song they brought me out to was Project Chick.
I need me.
For real. That's what Nanette brought me up to. But, I started doing comedy in West Dallas, but I've been a comedian my whole life, so everybody, whatever side of town that I done lived in, everybody claim me as theirs. So I'm just Dallas, Texas, baby. I'm Texas proud. So
was you a comedian, or was you like always just that class clown, that one that was gravitated towards funny just comments, or you always want to be a comedian?
Nah, I can't say that I wanted to be a comedian. I can always say I was comedic. And I never took life serious. I was just always a class clown, and whenever something bad would happen in our family, I was always the person who would make everybody laugh. We get a whooping for something, and back in the Gap, if one kid did something, everybody got a whooping. So I was the one, all of us get a whooping. I'm the first one to jump up and start doing something goofy and be like, y'all better stop crying. She gonna come back and hoop that bell. And so, be acting goofy and stuff like that. And so even when I was in high school, middle school, they said I was gonna be a comedian. I was voted most likely to be a comedian.
You ever joke your way out of a whooping, out of an ass whooping?
Yes. Say you playing a whole fight. I had a bully in school that cause I was goofy and I was real popular. She didn't like me. My homegirl, we best friends now. Her name Donna Bird. She was trying to bully me, and she was real rough. She was real rough. And so I knew she didn't like me. And I could fight. I just didn't feel like fighting her. She was like big.
I could fight.
She was big. I just didn't want to fight Donna. She had muscles like a pit bull.
Hell no.
And she could beat up her big brother. So I was just not wanting to fight Donna. And so she charged me up one day, and I just did. I knew she didn't really want to fight me. She just was being mean. So I drew a line in the dirt, and I was like, if you want to fight, cross the line. And when she crossed the line, I told her she was on my side. So now we don't have to fight. We're on the same team.
Man, cross the line.
On some Alamo shit.
Let's find somebody to fight.
She started laughing. She couldn't be mad at me no more. So we became friends, and we was cool after that. She just she thought I was crazy, and we became cool.
Man, that's fucking crazy. Man, for those that, just now checking you out, we got a probably younger audience, man. They probably don't know the history of Dallas comedy. Tell us as far as some of you said Nanette Lee, of course, that was one of K104 vets. Where else have you performed? Where else have you done your thing and put comedy on for Dallas?
Oh, shoes, man. I perform everywhere. Like any chitlin circuit in Dallas, every club in Dallas, I probably performed at. From Coach's Corner to the old Cliff Club to
Cliff Club ain't
you know what I'm saying? I mean, not the old one down there used to be by Coach's Corner, the Gold Rush. I done performed at all the Dallas clubs. I done performed in LA at for J. Anthony Brown Comedy Club. I done won nephew Tommy's. I made it to the top 10 on 50 Comics Deep. Out of 500 comedians, I made it to the top 10. Me and my boy D. Ellis. I done performed with Tyler Craig, Brubman, Ken Cox, Hermberger, Shucky Ducky.
Shucky Ducky, quack.
Shout out.
We was just talking about that nigga. Yeah.
Dallas High Vibe. Matter of fact, my first major show, my first time on stage, I did the Majestic. Not my first time on stage was at the Improv with Nanette Lee, but my first major show within a year of me starting comedy was with Shucky Ducky, Brubman, and Hermberger at the Majestic Theater. So I wasn't even on stage a year, and that's who I had performed with them at the Majestic. And so here lately, I just got through performing for Cicely Tyson and Soledad O'Brien And then I did the Soul Train Music Awards 2 years in a row with Erykah Badu.
Wait, Soledad O'Brien, is she like in comedy or something?
She does, no, she's not in comedy, but I do. Yeah, so I do speaking. I also do empowerment speaking, and since I'm from South Dallas, St. Philip had the Peacemakers Awards or Homemakers Award or something of that nature, and I was one of the speakers that went up before Cicely Tyson and Soledad O'Brien.
Now, speaking of public speaking, you have an event that's gonna happen, that's gonna come up. Tell us a little bit about that.
I'm getting ready to do the International Women's Empowerment Movement. It's a women's empowerment event, and basically, it kind of fell in my lap, real talk. I've been doing a lot of motivational speaking and speaking at a lot of women's empowerment events, and my ministry is called it stands for Pushed Into My Purpose Ministry, but the acronym is PIMP Ministries. And people just out of curiosity want to know what it's about. And I don't teach religion. I basically teach acceptance of whatever has happened to you in your life was supposed to happen, and that nothing happens to us, but happens for us, and that whatever has happened in your life, it didn't happen to you for you. It happened for you to help somebody else to get past something that that's gonna come up in your life. And I help people heal by taking the things that have made them feel burdened down and putting it under their feet so they can use it to prepare themselves instead of holding them back. And a lot of us are still waiting on somebody to say, I'm sorry, or acknowledge some pain that's from a childhood thing, and it's stopping us right now. And so my ministry is teaching people how to laugh at their pain. I do comministry, which is ministry by way of comedy. When you can laugh at your pain, you can heal from it.
Now, I'll be the first to say that's some deep shit compared to doing comedy. How did you get out of that bag into what you're doing with women's empowerment?
Well, let me say this. Now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, straighten up.
Let me say this. I've always been a minister in my comedy because I always tell the truth. The thing is, only people who had a spiritual eye could see that. Like, I could do a whole cussing comedy show, and I come off stage and it'll be some Christian person in the crowd like, God got his hand on you. And I'd be like, what? How you get that out of what I just said? Because I done had a whole sexual conversation on the stage, but like godly people who knew like no spirits, they would walk up to me and be like, you just did a gospel show. And what I would talk about was like child molestation, rape, and topics people wouldn't talk about in comedy. But I would also tell the truth about it. I'd be the person who making jokes about the girl getting molested, but you at the family reunion and you see the uncle that first gave you some head, and although you don't like him, you mad because he broken. Now you can't sue him because you really want some of your money from when you was a kid and he done got at you. You know what I'm saying? And it be real life stuff, but you can only relate to it if you done been through it. And so a lot of people didn't see why that was funny. But I have a homeboy here, another comedian, Cedric Cheetah, shout out to my bro. He went to a comedy show to see me do a performance, and where I started doing started doing my jokes about molestation and rape. And he was like, sis, that's not funny. He like, you gonna get booed. He said, people gonna be mad at you. I'm like, boy, don't tell me about my story. I said, I'm gonna do this joke. And when I did it, he was sitting behind me on the stage, and he got to see the whole crowd. And the thing that he said he noticed, which is what I knew it was, cause God lead me in all my comedy. What he said he noticed was when he looked around the room, all the faces that changed from my joke that was laughing, he watched their faces, they changed. As they got into the joke, they listened to the joke, and he watched the transition for me to give them the permission to laugh, because I said, this is my story. I said, what y'all holding y'all breath for? I said, y'all can laugh. I done made it through it. This is my therapy. And the whole crowd just bust out laughing because it was what they wanted to laugh at, but they like, is this her real pain or not her pain? Is she through with it or not through with it? And one of the grandest things to be able to do in the stand-up comedy game is to own your laughter, where I say, now you can laugh. And then you let your laughter go, like you holding your breath to give me permission. And so I've always did ministry. Now God just took it, he used comedy to be able to switch over, because them same people that done seen me talking about sex now get to hear me talk about how I healed. And comedy was the way I did it. God gave me laughter first, and then he gave me my ministry.
That's real talk. I mean, man, Kanye said slavery was a choice. Do you feel women's inequality was a choice?
Women's what?
Inequality.
Inequality? You sure you want to talk to me about that?
I mean, before you answer that, do you feel what Kanye West was saying when he said slavery was a choice? What are your thoughts when he said that? Or what are your thoughts on that?
I do believe that slavery was a choice. I believe him. And I don't believe him in the fact that I believe that somebody made a conscious decision that I'm going to be a slave, but I believe that somebody made a conscious decision that I'm not going to be anything to stop being one. And either way, you make a choice. You either make a choice not to fight or you make a choice to fight. Somewhere in the field, somebody should have said it's 1,000 of us and it's only 2 of them. They got 2 guns. 6 of us can take them down. 2 of us might get shot, but 100 of us going to be free. So yes, I do agree with him in that. And then as far as what you're talking about the women and what's the word you
Women
use?
inequality. You know,
Women
60s,
inequality.
in the 60s, women chose to be taking care of the kids, working, not getting a job, staying at home, being a housewife. No, hey, I'm just letting you know what it was.
Okay.
So they chose to be in the house. And then over a while, you know, so men kind of took them, say, hey, I'm going to put you in the place of what you want to be. Do you feel that was a choice? Or do you feel that by mental design?
You said mental design.
I'm distracted. This little cute baby that came in here. I'm sorry, y'all, if I'm live. It's a cute baby just came on the stage, on the set. It was very distracting. It looked like one of my grandkids, and I was I wanted to run offset and pick him up. Yeah. But as far as inequality with women and their choices and things of that nature, the best way for me to answer that question is I don't even agree with the platform that the world has set up for us that makes us think that men are supposed to be able to financially take care of us when we've been caretakers from birth. I've been talking about this a lot, and God, I promise God is like making this message really go out because he keep putting me in a position where I got to tell this, and ain't no way I'm finna answer your question. Basically, I don't understand the concept. See, first of all, we have foundation mixed up. A man is supposed to be your foundation. He's supposed to be the keeper, the protector, and all that. Well, somewhere along the line, the message of what foundation was got put on money rather than man. They look a lot alike. M-O-N-E-Y and M-A-N look kind of alike, but they ain't the same. And so what makes a man is his ability to make you feel secure, his ability to build you up, his ability to have a foundation for you. It is not his monetary value. Women have started to, the women who take care, I used to be the same woman who used to say, women who take care of their women, man, it's crazy, they stupid. And then God got me to another level of my maturity. Now, I'm not talking about women who's just having sex with me, like buying me in to have sex. I ain't talking about tricking. I'm talking about women who genuinely in a relationship where she make more money, she take care of her dude, but he got her back. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And I'm really tired of the world making women feel like it's something wrong with them. God made us as creators. We born nurturers, we born caretakers. How can we raise kids their whole life? Everything that our kids become got to do with the woman. If I say you're gonna be a dog or you're gonna be a star, it's because the mama studied instilling that to you. The daddy ain't needed till the baby hit his knees and they want somebody to make him feel strong. The dad ain't needed till it's a bully outside and he wants somebody to protect him. The dad ain't needed by the mama until she need to the daddy ain't needed by the mama till it's time to co-create, or when she feel like another man is threatening her, she want him to protect her, or when she watching a movie and she feels scared and she feel vulnerable. Those are the mechanics of a man. The other people have got us to thinking that our men are made of money. That's not what our men are made of. Our men are made of stature. They made of bodies. That's why the other people go do push-ups and all that to try to look like our men, to try to make their character look like our men, but they can't match up to our men. And our men walking around. And then it's women who think that because it's brothers that don't want to get jobs, that there's something wrong with them. Now, it's some brothers that don't know that they already spiritually inclined. They just haven't found their gift yet. It's some brothers that don't fit into the matrix because they know it's something bigger inside of them. They just ain't figured out how to put it in words. It take a woman who can find that to build it up. That's why a king crown is open. A woman's crown is closed, because I'm a creator. Ain't nothing else to add to me. All I gotta do is give out to create what I want to have. A man's crown is open so that more can be added to him to make him complete, because the woman is the one who builds him up. And so if your crown is open, that means more can go in your bowl. But if mine is closed, I gotta come with everything and be able to give it out to somebody to make something else. And that's why our paradigm is messed up, because white folks got us thinking our men's supposed supposed to have money. He ain't supposed to have money. He's supposed to have know-how, willpower, protection, and strength. If it's another nigga threatening me, I need to know you can fight. I don't need to feel like I'm the strong person in the house, because I'm going to cheat eventually just to have a man on my side. I don't need to have no financially secure man, because everything that the man got, if the woman be the right thing, he going to give it to her anyway. If he can trust you, you build him, and you take care of him, he going to give you everything he got. The only man that won't give a woman what he got is he's scared what you gonna do with it, and he don't trust you. So if he don't trust you, he don't need to be in your house, and we can't lay together if we can't trust each other.
Damn. Real shit. So I was gonna ask you back to when you were talking about slavery was a choice. So like right now, there was a pregnant woman that got shot by a police officer, right?
Yes, sir.
And you know, we always, as black people, we're kind of conflicted. Do we, you know, does everybody march in the streets? Would you say that's kind of like the same mentality where we feel like we can't do nothing about it, so we don't do nothing about it? Or what's your take on just us not doing more?
I'm a rebel.
Yeah.
I'm a rebel.
Gotta be.
I don't have the money to be the kind of rebel I want to be. I don't promote violence, but I do promote change.
Yeah.
I put a post up the other day on Facebook that said, if every time we lost a life, if we took a life, who would end up extinct first?
Right.
Again, if every time they took our life, we took one of their life, who would end up extinct first? Right. We wouldn't.
Nope, not at all.
We wouldn't. We're a majority. Melanated people are a majority. Yes. The thing that happened with that lady, we desensitized. We are desensitized. It's not that we don't care. It ain't hit close enough to home. And when I say it ain't hit close enough to home, it hasn't started to affect everybody. But we changing though. We changing though. Like it's changing, and they seeing it. We changing because more of us are speaking up. More of us are being vocal. More of us are talking out. Let me tell you what I did the other day. They sent something in our DM, and this might be the same thing you talking about, where the lady was saying, I'm pregnant, what you shoot me for? And it was so graphic that it gave me chills when he unloaded on her. And I guess the person who was shooting it scared them because they wasn't expecting it to go that far based on how it cut off. But let me tell you what I did. They was talking about shut it down before they cut it off. I went through my DM. I hit every name that said police. Everything that was police. Harrisburg, Fredericksburg, Virginiaburg, everything that said the police department. Then I went back and put fire department. I sent it to all the fire departments. Then I went back and put the word mercy. I sent everybody that had the name on mercy. Grace, anything that had to do with justice, peace, all them words. And I thought you might have something to do with the law or something that can change something. I sent it to you to let you know I'm sending it. And I hope you see it because I see that you see it. So when I act a goddamn fool, excuse me, I'm sorry we on live TV. When I act a darn fool, you're gonna know why I'm aggravated, because it's only so long that people supposed to stand in peace. See, even a dog gonna bite after you keep on kicking it. And see, we done got in the mindset that we gotta keep the peace and that we shouldn't retaliate because if we act like everybody else, they gonna say we savages. Well, I'm gonna say this. Have you ever seen a pretty girl try not to be pretty? Yes. How hard don't she still?
Stop lying.
Like,
Stop lying.
Like just trying not to.
Stop.
Like you, I bet you had to go through it where you look good as pretty as everybody in the group, but in order to make them feel like they secure, you dumb yourself down. You don't be as smart. You don't be as articulate, because you don't want them to feel like you educated, because you don't want them to feel dumb. But the truth is you are smarter, and you still picked out as she thinks she cute. She thinks she outlet. And you ain't thinking none of that. You trying to dumb you down. But the truth is you who you are. So even if you try to deny, you still gonna get blamed for the same thing. So if you label me a fighter and I act like I'm weak, I'm still a fighter. So why the hell I shouldn't fight? You done already gave me a label. You done gave me a label. So let me stand up for it.
So,
let me walk into it.
So what have you gone through personally to where you felt like you couldn't do anything about it? Like something like that to where it's just, you probably were burning up inside and you just couldn't do nothing about it. What have you gone through personally to where you had to kind of try to contain yourself? Or maybe you didn't contain yourself. Maybe you did.
You know what? My personality don't allow for that. My personality don't allow for it. And I'm finna tell you a true story. I used to work at this company called Benefits America. And the owner of the company worked in the company, Mr. He was a white man named, he was a billionaire named Mike. I'm gonna call him Mike. That's his first name. I'm gonna be brief. I ain't gonna say his whole name, but the name was Mike. And Mike was the owner of the building. His office was right here. The call center was right here. All the management was down this hall. Mike had a very, very strong verbiage of whatever he wanted to say because it was his company to everybody. Black, white, green, yellow, they made no difference. Anastasia's a different character. See, when you got the strength to make it through molestations and you got the strength to make it through alcoholism and crackhead parents and a whole lot of stuff, it's just certain things you won't take when you get to a certain level in your life. And I don't take disrespect kindly. So he was talking to everybody crazy. And this day we had some not good sales on the floor. And Mr. Mike wanted to talk real ignorant to Anastasia. I look, Mr. Mike, let me tell you what you can do with your job. And I cussed him out in a whole bunch of words I'm not gonna say on this TV. I left my job. This man to show you his money, he drive a Maserati. I left my job. He called me back 3 days later, raised my pay. He cussed me out again, I left again. Every time he called me back, he raised my pay. And the reason he liked me because I was willing to cuss him out. I didn't let him get away with nothing. I don't have a problem with cussing white people out. I'm gonna be the person that's gonna be hung at this day and age, because I'm not gonna let you talk to me no kind of way because I know I'm a queen. I know my black man is a king. People be looking at me crazy because I call homeless men kings every day. I call crackheads kings every day. They're like, how you gonna call him a king because his stature don't tell you what he is? What he is, he might not be walking in it, baby, but he's still a king.
There you go. There you go. I love it. I love it. I love it. Clap it up, man. Clap it up. Clap it up. Now, hey, I gotta ask you. You brought up such a good point on the women inequality. I gotta ask. Do you believe in spousal support? Either way.
I believe. No. I was trying to come up with a politically correct way to say that. No, I don't. I believe that when we together, whatever we build together, I should be putting up my part right then. If you giving me something, I need to be having my goose egg over here. That's why they say don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing. Everybody need a stash. And if I'm with you, I need to be making my stash. You don't need to be trying to get your stash after I'm gone. And I believe that if I have shown you a certain type of life, I have allowed you to meet certain type of people. So if your life wasn't good when you first met me, it ought to be better. It ought to be better enough now with the connects that I made you, allowed you to get through me. And one of the things for me, because people like men, I have a real problem getting boyfriends because of me being a stand-up comedian. Dudes don't never think I like them for real. It's like they be worried about if we have sex, am I gonna talk about them on stage? It's all kind of crap to go with being a comedian, for real. And then for a long time, I used to always say, because I done had some bad opportunities where I could have been in the bread by now. If I'd have been in the right bed, I could have been in the bread right now. But I didn't feel like going to the bed to get what I wanted. I feel like God got me, and it's gonna come when I need it to come. But and I can come when I need to come. And so, man, the thing about it is when you, I don't know what I was saying, I smoke weed, but when you know your gift and you know your value, you don't have to compromise, you know what I'm saying? You don't gotta compromise, you ain't gotta do nothing nobody asks you to do, and you ain't gotta, just wait. Keep moving, keep pushing, and wait on it. If God told you gonna have it, if you got a dream of it or a vision, I drive around, my car is a 2009 Chevy Cobalt motor, just went out yesterday, but on my steering wheel, it is a picture of a Bentley. Yeah. People like, why is you got, that's the car I drive, this is a Bentley that you just got in, you don't see this peanut butter interior? This is some pearl white. Put your feet down, baby. This is a Bentley. Did you just not hear that? Don't thump your ashes like that. You're being disrespectful. I know it's a cigarette burn right there, but this is a new one. You don't see the moonlight. You don't see the alcohol. Do you hear me? say, bro, I believe in manifest. I believe in manifesting anything I believe in manifestation. I believe in speaking to stuff into existence, and I believe that my black people finna change the paradigm. I think more of us finna start walking away from our jobs, fulfilling our dreams, and I'm seeing it. In the last 2 months, I've been going to the parks. Thank you. I've been going to the parks, and all I see is my black people doing their thing, having a good time. It ain't been no whole bunch of fighting no more. The vibes is raising, the frequency changing, and I'm getting ready to start doing meditation parties where I get at least 100 people together, where we do a conscious collection, where we like put into the vibration, free our people, break our women's, break the bondage over our women, break the mindset of our men that think they can't do it, and God open up their gifts and just let them free. And if all of us in the circle doing the same thing, sending the same frequency out, I know it can bring a change. I'm your girl, Anastasia, and I thank y'all for having me.
We're not done yet. I definitely want you to touch on PIMP Ministries.
PIMP Ministries, man. That stands for that's pushed into my purpose ministries. That's what it stands for. I first got started about 2 years ago. My first person to be under my ministry was a young lady by the name of Diana Peffley. She was in a human trafficking situation for 16 years. God woke me up about 2 o'clock in the morning, told me to pray for her. I prayed for her. Had only met this lady like 2 to 3 times in my life. God woke me up at 2 o'clock in the morning, told me to pray for her. I got up 5 minutes, prayed for her, tried to lay back down. God hit my pillow, told me, I said, get up now and pray for her. Kept me on my knees for 2 hours. 7 o'clock that next morning, this lady called my phone, telling me that she was running from a situation where her life was in danger, and she needed my help. God had already woke me up at 2 o'clock, so I was like, okay, well, this is what he waking me up for. I got her out the situation, and she was the first person that stayed in my ministry. She's 2 years out of the relationship, done got her own apartment, own car. Everything that God told her she couldn't have, she had. And it was all I did was what God told me, and the ministry is built. The reason it's called Pimp Ministry is because for a long time I was labeled a hoe, and I didn't know. I wore it like a badge, like, yeah, bitch, call me a hoe because I'm gonna get paid. But I learned that I was highly optimistic. I wasn't promiscuous because I wanted to be having sex. I was promiscuous because I was looking for love. And when you've been a lady who's been abused your whole life about sexuality, you get confused on what love is because everybody trying to get sex from you, so you start thinking sex is love. And so the better the meat got, the more the love you thought you was getting, until you figured out the love actions didn't add up to the meat. It wasn't good until the meat came, but after the whole relationship was some bull crap. So my ministry, Pushed Into My Purpose Ministries, comes from the labels that I wore. And when God told me the name of my ministry, I'm like, Pimp Ministry. I'm like, ain't no hoes coming to this. And he was like, all the hoes gonna come. And then he said, you know why? Cause hoes are men and women. Because y'all get called hoes too. Just like women do. And hoes in my ministry stands for highly optimistic souls. Looking for something better, God got it. Most of us ain't looking for nobody to buy our sex. Most of us looking for somebody to buy our soul and think we worth something so they can take us home and keep us. We really ain't trying to sell that moment. We trying to sell a lifetime. And so when we don't know that and we don't know our value and we don't get to the root of the problem, we stay stuck in the moment. And we keep on making ourselves go through the abuse cycle over and over. I'm here to change that paradigm and tell you that you're worthy, you ain't your mistake, you ain't what you've been through. What you went through is what you was supposed to go through to get you to where you at right now. And right now, you can change where you want to go tomorrow. And you can be a new person tomorrow. You can be a hoe today, and tomorrow be a lady. And that's all that means. You can be a hustler today and be a straight brother tomorrow. And it don't take a lot. Just change your mind and change the paradigm. And stop believing what the world tell us and start believing what God tell us on the inside, because our intuition is a beast.
Amen, amen. You got any shout-outs?
Any shout-outs, man? Shout out to Dallas, Texas. Shout out to all the stars in D-Town, to all the people making it happen. Shout out to the people who living in their purpose. Shout out to Speaker Captain Mitchell, one of my good friends who helped me, who put a key in my back on my ministry on as far as my empowerment speaking. She put a key in my back and I ain't stopped yet. Shout out to my boy Corey Cap Hill, a comedian who has a show called The First and the 15th. And he always very supportive of me. Shout out to Mr. K. Edward Rose of Yes Sir FM. LaPaca Jefferson, Jason Dixon. Just shout out to the whole D-Town and shout out to all of my supporters, the people that stay behind Anastasia the Bold. Shout out to Blue Gotti, Get Money King, my son. Shout out to Calamata Most High, one of the conscious artists I know. This guy's like some good music. Y'all go check out Calamata Most High. Blue Gotti, that's my son. Man, just shout out to the world. I ain't got time for all that. Check out the show and get your shout out on for yourself. Shout out to all the people that need a shout out. If you feel unimportant right now, I want to shout out you to make you feel important right now. And I love y'all. Peace out.
Hold up. For everybody who want
they say hold up, one more time, hold up.
And for everybody who want to get in contact with you for any bookings or features or anything like that, how they do that?
Oh man, okay, I got one more shout out. Shout out to Mr. Big Boom, my mentor. Mr. Big Boom, the bodyguard, Steve Harvey's bodyguard. That's my mentor. I want to shout out to him too, cause he keeping me on this player game and keeping my head straight while I'm trying to find a date. But y'all can find me on Facebook, Instagram, tweet, whatever it's called. All them things is Anastasia the Bold. On Instagram is Anastasia_the_bold, and that's THE, not no DA. I ain't with that hood stuff. Spell it out, THEBOLD. Anastasia is ANASTASIA. PIMP Ministries, you can follow me on my YouTube page, Pushed Into My Purpose Ministries. It'll say Anastasia Bolden up under that. On my YouTube, you can Anastasia the Bold, and y'all can follow me on my YouTube. I be doing my motivational speaking and stuff like that. You ain't gonna hear me say no Jesus though. I just wanna let you know that right now. I don't do Jesus. I don't do the blue-eyed dude. I'm letting you know. So when you come looking for me, I ain't talking about the blue-eyed dude. I'm looking for a dude with kinky hair and brown skin. He either Hispanic, Indian, or black, but he ain't no white boy. And I'm telling the truth. You can get mad at me if you want to, but my God gonna help me. I ain't mad at you. Don't be mad at me. Let's all walk together. Peace.
Amen.
Ow,
Amen.
I'm out of here. What
Man,
else
you
want to
are a
talk
real
about?
life street star for sure.
Thank y'all. Live, laugh, and love, baby. Pimp Ministries, Pushed Into My Purpose, Anastasia the Bold, and this is just for Last Productions. Laugh your ass off. Peace.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Stars, nigga. Move it. Hey.